Good day everybody, this is Norm from the Board Game Museum, and today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the game Broadside. This game came out in 1962 from Milton Bradley, and it is part of the American Heritage series that they did. Now this game is set in the War of 1812, and you're either going to play as the Americans or as the British, and the object of the game is going to depend on what side you are playing, but ultimately you're going to be trying to destroy ships. So let's check it out. Okay, so the object of the game is going to depend on which side you are fighting on. You're going to have the Americans over here and then the British over here. The object of the American side is to try to eliminate all of the ships over here on the British side. The object of the British side is they are going to be trying to get rid of these merchant ships that are over here on the back. So each side is going to have a different fleet of ships, and here is a picture of the different types of ships they're going to have and how many of them they're going to have. Just to show you one of them here, all these masts can be removed, and you'll just basically place them in the ship as the diagram shows. Now, whenever you set the game up, you're going to set up a line of ships for the U.S. like this, and then you're going to set up a grid of 5 ships each on 2 rows. Now, on your turn, you're going to simply just move a ship, and the way it works is you can just simply move up straight like this 1, or you can turn your ship and then move like this. Now, you're going to also see that each ship is going to have cannons on either side of them, and this is how you're going to shoot the ships. However, you're only going to be able to shoot after you complete your move, which is going to turn out to be important. Now, the U.S. players are going to have some extra weaponry on their side. First of all, they're going to have these guns they're going to be shooting in these 2 different straits over here, and you're going to see these little red marks. Now, anytime a red ship crosses over and hits one of these, they're going to lose a mast. So in this case, this ship would lose one of these, so you could just pick this one off, for example. And anytime a ship loses all of their masts, that is going to sink them. Also, these buoys on their side, and a player can end up trying to get through them. And what's going to happen is if they end up landing on a buoy, they're going to turn over the buoy, and it's either going to see pass or sink. For example, this one says pass. If it says pass, the buoy will be removed and the ship will not be affected. However, it could say sink. If it says sink, that means is the ship is going to sink. On your turn, everybody's going to go ahead and move a ship. As I had said, they're either going to just move the ship 1, or they're going to turn their ship and then move. You can't move diagonally. Now, where the ships are going to start battling is when they end up getting next to each other. Now, a ship can shoot another ship so long as its side is facing the other ship. So if I were over here and it was my move and I went like this, I could go ahead and try to shoot this ship and it would take out a mast. Now, if the situation were like this, both ships would shoot, and then both ships would go ahead and lose a mast. And essentially, it's the same way with this. If the ship is behind or in front, this shoot would ship this ship, and then the ships would lose a mast. Now, you can also have a situation where you have 2 ships that are facing another ship, and in this case, this ship would shoot this ship, and that ship would lose a mast. But this ship and this ship would both shoot this one, and this ship would end up being sunk as a result. So anyway, what you're going to be doing is you're just simply going to be moving these ships around, and the game was going to end either when all the red ships have been sunk or when all of the merchant ships on the American side have been sunk. So Milton Bradley made 5 games from this series, and this game is a unique strategy game. The strategy with this game really comes with shooting, and that is because you can only shoot after you have moved your ship. So you can turn your ship, but you can't shoot it, so you actually have to move it. So even if you have a ship that is within your line of sight, you still have to move your ship. So you have to position your ships in a way to where you can try to get your opponent, and then you also can use the other ships to try to lay a trap for them, so that if they move in a certain way, you'll shoot them. If they move in another way, you'll shoot them, and that can be challenging. Having the different goals for each team changes up the strategy a little bit as well, because you're trying to either protect the merchant ships or you're trying to get to the merchant ships. So one team is going to be playing more defensively while another will be playing more offensively, but that could change just depending on how the game is progressing. Setting up the game can be a little bit tedious because you have all these different sails that you have to put in the ships and all these different configurations, and sometimes the sails can be a little finicky. They can fall out when you're moving the ships around. It is an easy game to learn. I like the fact that they have the different teams doing different things. Fascinated by that simple little strategy where you can only shoot after you move. That really changes up the gameplay a lot. It changes up the strategy, it changes how you're going to move, And then, of course, you have, if you're the British, you have to deal with that strait where the guns are going off. Because if you have to retreat or you have to go left or right, you're going to end up losing another sail anyway. So that can be a little bit of a challenge for them as well. The buoys is like a little luck factor. You can try to get in there and hopefully that you'll get a miss, but if you are wrong, you're going to completely sink your ship, even if you have all your sails. And this is true for the blue players too. The blue players, if they try to go through there, are not immune either. So this is a unique strategy game. The American Heritage series of games are very interesting to look at because they're vintage. They have that look about them, the boards and the maps and all the little characters and things. And the way they design these games is they try to design these games in a way that was as realistic as possible to whichever war they were emulating. So I like this game. It's a good little strategy game. It's different. I think it's something that any vintage board game war player would enjoy. It's not a difficult game. It's not a heavy game, but it's enjoyable. Okay, guys, that's my review of Broadside. We'll see you. Keep on gaming. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Subscribe and like.
And comment. And
click and
share.
Share.
And have fun. Have a lot of fun. That's what you gotta do.